Good day all and welcome to Obidati Family TV. The program na Hope Alive. Yes, plenty hope day as we dey move forward. First, today, na one day wey be say Nigerians suppose dey happy. One be say all well-meaning Nigerians suppose applaud the lawyers wey be say dem dey fight for P2B for this matter because dem don find their brief of arguments. That brief of argument na one of the major things wey be say dem suppose do for Supreme Court. That one na one of the things wey be say e dey common for this very hour. Then the second thing wey we wan tell una be say Bola Tinubu submitted fake forged certificates wey dem dey call diploma for United States to INEC. We get the proof. And na the thing wey we wan show today say that certificate wey dey with INEC na forged certificate and na Tinubu do am, na him forge am. And today we wan call all well-meaning Nigerians worldwide to stand their ground that Bola Tinubu should resign from office. Because why should he resign? Because he forged a certificate that is against the Constitution. Now, how do we prove it? We have gotten documents from Chicago State University. We have dissected it overnight. We have gone through all of them, one till the end that are domiciled on their subpoenaed documents. And we have come to the conclusion to show the world, not just obedience, but well-meaning Nigerians, that that certificate that INEC has is a fake and forged certificate, and it's Tinubu that did it. And if Tinubu cannot be impeached by the National Assembly, the Nigerian people should make him resign. Now, why do I say so? Because also, the mainstream media, his own telecommunication company, wey dem dey call TVC, dem don talk say make Atiku Abubakar go apologize to Tinubu, say the certificate no original. We come with our own to show evidence, facts, truth to what happened, and to use our own medium, like he is using his own medium to say categorically that that very certificate is false, and we will show the reason. His own TV station cannot show or give reasons why they ascertain that his certificate is authentic. But here we will show why that certificate is not just authentic, but forged, and why he did forge it. We have the proof, and that's why we are here. We get plenty other things where we won't tell on her. Like that female, something where they see. The person where impersonate, where they call identity theft. The person who is in the helm of affairs in Aso Rock cannot and will not take an identity of somebody else and we say, how did we know? The CSU documents proves it, and we are to show it to everybody today. It is not, we are not known for fake news. We are known to have gone through investigation, dissect documents that are circulating, and come out with truths, facts, and figures. And that is what we are going to do here today. And with me to discuss all of these things, plus other things wey be say e dey pertinent to this very issue, I get Angel for studio. And I get Esther, plus our own UC Max who can analyze all the legal implications. We're there for Zoom. All of them join me today. But we'll go start from studio.
Good day, my well-meaning Nigerians, my lovely and intelligent, obedient worldwide. Welcome, tell your neighbors, say hope day. We are getting close to our promised land. There is good news from Chicago. Apart from that one, my people, una don see say NLC don't call off their strike. I thought as much. Your guess is as good as mine. Make them they play with Nigerians. Welcome on board. Let's discuss.
Yes, so fellow Nigerians and well-meaning obedience, now welcome to this episode of Hope Alive. My people, we don't come off from money laundry to certificate forgery to 460 US for future. Now an identity theft we dey. For how long are we going to allow this fraudulent mandate? For how long are we going to stand on this embarrassment, in fact global embarrassment? We get plenty things wey we go talk about today. Join us as we discuss.
Yes, so join us for this very discussion. Very important. Wherever on a day, make una like and share, make other people see say we get the proof. The proof say certificate wey dey with INEC na fake certificate. All the things wey be say brouhaha wey dey happen, conundrum, abi wetin dem call am for English wey everybody dey see, we go show una how. The proof wey dey and how they all connected and reason why Tinubu did what he did that will not be forgiven. That is what we are coming up with. First, make I tell on us, CSU don dey attempt to collaborate with wetin dem dey call them with Tinubu, but we go show on how dem dey take the attempt to collaborate. But let's start with their own documents where dem take bring for court, how dem take present the whole things as e dey for screen for this very case. This very one na their response wey dem take bring the revised subpoena to produce documents. Now this very document wey una see, una go see the request wey Atiku make. Now from there we go to the request and wetin be their own response, and then we go dey show una the evidence for their response for all the documents where dem carry come. Now the request number 1 wey we wan start with, e say a true and correct copy of any diploma for a bachelor's or science degree issued by Chicago State University in 1971. Now the first thing wey Atiku Abubakar dey request for. Now their response to this request number 1, they said the document responsive to the request which Chicago State University, after diligent search, has been able to locate are produced herewith and bets labeled CSU 001 through to CSU 007. The student's name on the diplomas has been redacted for privacy reasons, meaning say they don't block off the people wey be say they use them bring these certificates. This very diploma so then they call, na the name wey be then they call certificate for there. So we go still they go down, but I go bring you now this very one where they talk say from this very 001 to 007 before we come back to this request number 2. So I want us to start with this 001. This 001 where dem talk say dem bring to 7. This one, the person wey sign am na Alexandra Benjamin. That Alexandra Benjamin na him be the president of this thing. If una look at me here now, una go see where read dey show Bachelor of Science in Business and Administration. Now, this one na 001. Una see the logo wey dey there. Una go see. Now, person white and black join their hands together for there. 9 days for this very one. Make una dey watch all these things where we dey display. You see this side now where the signatures dey. Benjamin will be the Alexandra, will be the man, will be say, now be the president, where they notice for there. 9 days for here. You come to this side, you go see the other dean and the board chairman and all those things. Then there for this place. This one na the first certificate 001 where Chicago State University carry come. Make we go to CSU 0002, which means the second one where them bring. Now be this one. Now this one be the Bachelor of Science in Education, Special Education. Now the degree where they give this person, then come out the person name from there. So that's what they talk say redacted. Una go see the logo. Una go see say na black and white. Now they join their hands together. Say na responsibility as they take column. After here, una go see the same na the president of that time. The man don't die. Na Alexander Benjamin na him sign am as president. Now make we go to the side where other people, the board of this thing, their chairman of the board, they also sign. Una see am. Then una go see the date wey be say they issue out this very diploma na 1979. The same thing for that 001, 1979. Now, having said this, make we go to that very particular 003. This one, a Bachelor of Science in Education, special one. This very particular one, that is 3. Una go see that very side where we say na black and white still on the logo. So that when we talk say we want prove something, make we pay attention to see what we want prove. This very one was given on the 21st day of December 1979. Now the still Benjamin nine be person wey be say Alexander nine sign am. If you wanna check again, una go see say na the chairman of the board na then sign am. This one na 003 for Chicago State University. The thing where then carry come. Now make we go to the number 4 own wey be say na the same this one, Bachelor of Science in Business and Administration. Now, if una dey check all this one inside, una no go see anything. For the ones wey we don't check now, una no see anyone wey come with honors. I just dey earmark that one make una for understand when we reach for that side. Now, we go see the same symbol of responsibility, black and white. Now be the logo wey dey there. If we go by the side again, we go see say it was granted on the 21st day of December 1979. Person wey sign am na Benjamin Alexandra, who be the president, and then the board people wey dey there and treasurer, you go see them for this very side where they sign. All these things will they bring in all of these very 4 as we dey enter 5. When I no go see anyone where they carry with honor, we go see reach the one of that Tinubu. But make we dey go. This one na CSU 005. Now wetin CSU carry comot with the show. Make una for understand when we get to the place. This is Bachelor of Science in Education, Physical Education. Na person get am. Now, if we come back to the place where the logo go dey, una go see say na responsible, black and white. If we waka go small by the left, una go see say na the date wey be say dem give this very something e dey there. 20th day of April 1979. That means na the still Benjamin Alexandra nine sign am. This one, the board, una go see say na the same person nine sign am. Now, we go waka enter the next one wey be number 6. This number 6 dey very interesting. Very interesting. So make una pay attention. This number 6 now, the logo don change. But make we bring out the degree wey dem give. Bachelor of Science in Education, Special Education. Now, we will come back to the side where una dey see say responsibility dey, where black and white dey hold hand. Make una see where CSU dey attempt to do something where e no fit them. E no fit them. This one now, no dey. No, make you never worry o. Make we go to the side. This very something was given on the 20th day of April. AD come enter 1979. Now, una go see. I go want make we for go back. Make I tell una say no be Alexandra sign am. No be Alexandra. Even if una see this one, this very board now, una go see say e don change. That very first place where Presido dey stand again. Producer, if you go back, make you for restart this very particular 006 for me again. Now, if una look am from far myself, una go see say no be that very Alexandra 9 day there. No be that very particular president wey dey 1979 and dey this one. So I say make una earmark this number 6. Push am for one side. We go still talk about am later. Make una know wetin we dey talk. Now make we go to number 007. This very 007, una go also put am for one side, but I go explain am. This number 007, this is the original certificate where we say if na Bola Tinubu, because wetin CSU talk for their own, dem talk say na 22nd of June 1979 na im dem give am this very diploma wey we dey call certificate. Now, I want make una see say person wey dey sign for that very same date, for that same year, na this very one. Now, una see Chicago State University, responsibility, black and white hand 9 day there. Now, if we check for the side where the man sign in signature, una go see say the original presido wey dey for that very side wey im name be Alexander Benjamin na im dey. Then look for the top, una go see say 22nd day of June AD 1979. 22nd day of June AD 1979. Now this particular day, dem give Bola Tinubu in certificate wey dem dey call diploma for US. And now this man wey be Benjamin, na him sign on that day all the certificates wey dem carry come. Okay, and also make una also remember this number 7 because we go still come back to am. As the thing go back now, una go see say the Bachelor of Science, Business and Administration, there is nothing like honors for inside this one. So I want make una observe this number 6 and number 7 because we go come back to there. Now like this, Bola Tinubu certificate, original, suppose be like this. We give a mark for that and make una for reference am. You see as e be, original certificate from CSU. Now this one be Tinubu certificate, wey suppose dey with INEC. This certificate now. Now, make we, that one, they don't reference am from this thing, they talk say from 01 to 7 abi.
Yes.
So make we go back to wetin they itemize. Make we see from their 8 so that we will go in line with wetin we dey talk. Make we know say, now proof, we want proof. Say, certificate wey dey with INEC na fake. And the mainstream media wey dey talk am, we go still bring them make una see am. Now, make we scroll go up. As we dey scroll dey go up, we don't deal with the request 1. We don't deal with their own response where they carry come. And then talk say e end for CSU 007. And that 007 na Tinubu own. Na im be that. We dey confirm am with una. Now, this request number 2, I go read them out. He said, a true and correct copy of any diploma issued by CSU in 1979 to Mr. Tinubu. Make una hear in response, their response. CSU does not in the ordinary course keep copies of student diplomas, and after diligent search cannot locate a copy of the original diploma it prepared for Mr. Tinubu in 1979. Hence, has no document responsive to this request. Now, make we hold it there. This very particular response we wanna see, then don't mean say Tinubu they not find in copy, they cannot find them. Make we agree. Say they no fit find. But make una know say that CSU 007 where they show us. Now the same date then graduate Tinubu where they for that certificate. Now the same course 9 then show for that very place. But una go still get another shocker where they come. This request number 3 where they there. Then talk say true and correct copies of any diploma issued by CSU other than to Tinubu means say the one where you know concern Tinubu that contains the same font, seal, signatures, and wordings other than the name of the recipient and the specific degree awarded as contained in Exhibit C of the first lieu declaration, which purports to be a CSU diploma issued to Mr. Tinubu on about June 22, 1979. This one is the request. This is the request. Now, if we waka enter their response, because they don't talk say for here, give us any other one where we say, you know, be Tinubu own. No. As soon as talk say, I no get Tinubu own. Give us the one where no be Tinubu own. Where we say, you get the same thing and all that. Now, see what in their response be. They say, the document responsive to this request, which CSU, after diligent search, has been able to locate, are produced herewith, and best labeled CSU 008 through CSU 0010. The student's name on these diplomas have been redacted for privacy reasons. CSU is also producing best labeled as CSU 0011 and CSU 0012 diplomas prepared for other CSU students with their names redacted for privacy, which matches the font of the Tinubu replacement diploma dated June 27, 1997. I beg, make you na hold and dear now. You see the thing where they talk here. Now, where I won't tell on the attempt where then they try, where it no work, and we explain the attempt that is to follow, to join issues with Tinubu to defraud Nigerians. You see this one now, they say, which match the format of Tinubu replacement diploma dated June 27, 1997. First, when we go down and I go find out, say, they no show us any replacement diploma where they give Tinubu a producer hold am there. They no show us any replacement diploma where they give Tinubu for June 27, 1997. And but for reasons where we say we want explanate give, we go expect say 1997 maybe the diploma where they talk say they reproduce now that one where they INEC. So maybe we just assume say now that one where we say they reproduce now then give INEC. Make we now open up that one where we say it dey with INEC first before we go to the other things where we say then talk say then get. Let's go to that particular INEC Tinubu, the one way Tinubu submit to INEC, because then talk say then give replacement. Other see the replacement. There is no other place you can find, whether through Chicago State University, they did not produce a copy of that very reproduction they did. So, for you to believe that there is a reproduction, you have to believe that the reproduction is this one, because it has not been stated how it come about. Now, why? Recall, say, when they for court, when they talk about this thing, CSU talk say they no fit authenticate this particular diploma where that is this certificate now. Then talk say they no fit authenticate them. Now, if we look at this very diploma where they here, we go see say if not that one, this one be the replacement where the CSU they talk about what happened in 1997. Person who signed this very particular diploma na Eniola Daniels 9 sign am. Make we start from there. You see the date, you see the font, you see everything where they here, but make we not even go to the mistake and the grammatical error where they here. Now the same to it, but you see Bola A. Tinubu, the degree of Bachelor of Science, Business and Administration with honors. When we go back, make una see any other one wey get honors on not go see. But then again, this is the INEC copy submitted by Tinubu. This is the certificate that we are proving is fake. Now, if you look the person who signed this very signature, you will find out that is Nora Daniels. No be that man wey sign all those signatures wey there for that one. If una see this very particular one, una go see say that CSU 006 wey dey there, na the same logo na in there for this one. That's why we say we go back to that one. Then if una see where this red dey show now, the people wey sign this document wey dey there, they never enter CSU as at when dem talk say dem do this replacement 1997. This woman who signed this very document, she was brought in, she was the president of CSU from 1998, not 1997, when CSU said that they replaced this document. So now, how do we know it is 1998 that that woman was not there? Let's show you one woman who was the president of CSU as at 1997. Dr. Cross. I want producer to show the person whose signature should be here. If this is the this thing, if this one is the replacement that we are talking about. Now, CSU and the attempt to cover up fraud for Bola Tinubu in response to request number 3 that we are talking about. CSU, in an obvious attempt to cover up for Tinubu, claimed he was issued a replacement certificate on June 27, 1997. They never provided any of that very certificate. The assumption is that, as they usually say, they cannot find it. It's not within their reach. But guess what? It is in INEC, we assume. That is the INEC. That is the one. Now, well, guess what? the president of the university who purportedly signed the replacement certificate issued on June 27, 1997 is Enora Daniel, a person who was appointed into the office in 1998 and assumed office in 1998. Now, the person you are seeing the picture in the screen now, the person who was president of CSU as at 1997 when they did that their replacement certificate was supposedly issued was Dr. Dolores Evelyn Cross. And it is her signature, not Eldora Daniel's signature, that should have been on that replacement certificate if it is authentic. I don't know if we are communicating. I don't know if we are proving that there is an attempt to cover up Bola Tinubu by CSU. First attempt is they claim they cannot find anything on him, but they were able to find things on other students. And they showed us those students from 79. Okay, so let's leave this part. Let's get to that Enora Daniel, who was appointed into office in 1998. How are we sure there is somebody who covered her assumption of office in 1998? Who tells you she could not possibly have signed that fake certificate that is with INEC? Let's go to J. Gordon Palmer. J. Gordon Palmer reported that he was the one that covered the inauguration in 1998. He covered the inauguration in 1998. So there is no way that woman would have signed that document that is sitting inside INEC. If you read from the screen, he said, let me make this easy for you. This is, I am quoting J. Gordon Palmer. He said, let me make this easy for you. The diploma itself is fake. He is clearly telling you that this diploma, this certificate is fake. On the alleged diploma, the date of graduation is listed as June 27, 1979. This one is on that very particular other one of, what is his name, Nahoro. Now, the signature of the CSU president shown Nora D. Daniels, I almost spit out coffee. I said it the other day. I laughed so loud when I saw this. Dr. Daniel did not become the president of Chicago State until 1998. How do I know? Because I covered her inauguration and her first 2 years at Chicago State when I was student reporter for now defunct school newspaper Tempo. Additionally, on the fake diploma, Dr. Neva Lobin is listed as the president of the board of trustees. Dr. Lobin did not even start serving on the board until 1996. I have known Dr. Lobin since my days as student at CSU, and she is a lifelong resident of Chatham where I grew up. Furthermore, in 1979, Dr. Daniel was working as a teaching assistant, and the resume she submitted when she applied to become the president of Chicago State in 1998, now 81, retired and living in the East Coast. I would love to know her reaction to the news that the president of Nigeria, who is 71 himself, claims she signed his diploma. The president of CSU in 1979 was actually Dr. Benjamin Alexandra, who died in 1997 and was the first African American to serve the role at CSU. Now, let me stop at that very place and let me go back to the content from CSU, the document from CSU. I want you to note one thing between CSU 006 and CSU 007. I want you to note. Note that, first, this very replacement they are talking about is replacement that is with INEC. And I will now tell you why I think it is so. The certificate or the diploma that is submitted to INEC, clearly it shows that it's inconsistent with the certificate CSU issued in 1979. Very clearly. It's indicating that Tinubu forged that certificate, the one that is in that very place. How do we know? Now, Tinubu transcript things around that. But while I went to deal with that, I want us to check out where Dr. Daniel's what CSU brought on 0010, 0011 and all of that, to show you certificates that Dr. Daniels signed by herself between 1998, 1999, 2003 and all. I want it to be displayed. This is coming from CSU. This woman started signing documents from 1998, 1999, 2003, thereafter. This is CSU 008. If you see, this is Bachelor of Science Administration. I'm still working with, this is 008. This is provided by the CSU themselves. And when it comes to this place, you see this logo. You see when this logo started manifestation from that, between that 1997 and 1998. Now, I want you to look at when this very diploma was granted. This is 1999. If you look at who signed it, is Dr. Daniels. She started working from 1998. Now, if we go to the other side, we'll see the board. We'll see who signs. Let's look at it. Now, let's quickly go to the next one. CSU 009. Quickly, we'll still come to the other distance. So we want to give proof why Tinubu needs to resign and all the mainstream media shutting up. This is a degree for Bachelor of Science, Business and Administration. The same course of study. But all his own, you will see it is with honors. These ones, you see their font and you see everything. This is starting from this thing. You can see the logo. This logo, like I said, we know when it started. Remember we said recall number 6. Now come here, you see 1998. It is Dr. Enora Daniels. That is her signature. And that is what we find in Tinubu's reproduced diploma or certificate that is at INEC. And this one is 1998. Now, let's take another one. That is CSU 0010. This is coming out from Chicago State University. You will find out this is another business and administration. The same course of Tinubu. Let's take a listing, let's take a look again at when this very thing was issued and who issued it. The person who issued this, we can see in 1999. This is normal logo that they have been using of recent, the one we have shown. Now we look at 1999, the date. Look at it at the top. Who signed it? Dr. Enora Daniels, the woman who took over from 1998. And we say this. Then let's take a look at 11 and 12. Before we go to the reason why, for people who are in comment section, you can make comment, you can let others to know by thumbsing up. You see this very particular one now. Tell me where it came from. This is Masters of Arts in Teaching, Secondary Education. Secondary Education. Can you see the font size? I need you to look at the logo. I need you to remember the logo of the one that CSU gave to Enahoro. Mike Enahoro. Now, go to who signed this. And the date, this is 2003. Is Dr. Daniels, president of the university. 2003. Dr. Daniels. Remember Mike Enahoro's subpoenaed certificate. You see the logo, you see the font, this is what you will see. But this is for another person. And it's coming as 0012. Now, let me tell you. If, although CSU shows that Tinubu legitimately graduated from Chicago State University in 1979. let's just assume and agree that he obviously lost his certificate. Let's even agree that he attended this university, for crying out loud. Let's even agree with them. And he obviously lost his certificate. And instead of applying for a replacement, he decided to forge it. Because these people said they sent a replacement. When did he receive that very replacement? He contested in 1998. Did he receive it on time to shoot it in, or did he do a rule? What strikes us and what we are proving here is that he harmed not just himself, because it cost only about $30 to $30 to get a replacement diploma from CSU, assuming he is the one that went to that very school. But it takes between 8, I want you people to know the time, it takes between 8 to 10 weeks to receive this very replacement after filling out the diploma replacement order form. These people show us where Tinubu requested for a replacement that they said was given to him in 1997. In these things that they gave us, did we have any document showing that Tinubu requested for a replacement they said they gave him in 1997? You will not find anyone. Your guess might be good as other people who are guessing. We are telling the facts here. The typical last-minute fire brigade approach for Tinubu to do, which is among the things that Nigerian airlines do, is that one, they don't plan ahead. They don't have time to apply for that very replacement of that very thing that Chicago State University is talking about. If not, they should show us the letter. To meet the INEC guideline, he decided to visit what they call them, .com, what they call them, diplomamakers.com, otherwise known as Oluwale counterfeit replacement. That is forgery. If you even go for Southwest College transcript, we see there is much more in the admittance of Tinubu. But let's, for here, make we take small break before we come back. Now, why I talk say make we take small break, because when we come back, we go bring the other things we say we go dissect. But at this very point, I just they bring the truth and the things we say they don't present. We will go to the other things where they talk, and we will show na the other certificates where they carry come, and the other evidences where they carry come. But before, make I show na that very video where they carry their mouth for your own TV station, TVC. We there for Obidati Family TV. Yes, we dey talk our own. Make you compare whether what we dey talk and analyze and give you the truth and facts. Whether na the same thing Tinubu's TVC they give you. Then talk say make Atiku apologize. Now we dey tell them not be only say them go apologize, but they need to resign immediately. Let's take a listen as they take talk for that very for that very TVC. When we come back, then we go now look which people now Obidati Family TV explain this thing well. I be na them supposed get the apology to all Nigerians who they talk. I be na their own apology make we know. So let's take a listen to that, and then we'll come to the analysis, which our own UC Maxwell will join in, and people will follow me for studio now go put their mouth for inside. Let's take a listen.
Chicago State University has finally released the academic records of President Bola Tinubu. The district court in northern Illinois had, in its judgment delivered on Saturday, given the university up till 12 noon on Monday to deliver the documents to Atiku, which the university has now complied with. Atiku Abubakar had requested the documents to back his allegation of forgery of Chicago State University certificate against President Bola Tinubu. On Monday, the university presented to Atiku's legal team a cache of documents connected to Mr. Tinubu's education at the institution and copies of certificates with redacted names issued to other persons about the same time the Nigerian president finished from the school in 1979. It also contained Mr. Tinubu's admission records and a letter dated the 27th of June 2022 confirming that he attended the university from August 1977 and June 1979, majoring in accounting. And it must be said that the document also tallies with that was presented to INEC by the president. It was part of the documents presented to INEC by the president. It's the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace. He reacted and is asking Festus Keyamo, yeah, is asking Atiku Abubakar, the presidential candidate of the PDP, to apologize to the president for this humiliation, as he calls it, apologize to the president and Nigerians.
Between now and November, the Supreme Court should be ready with its verdict. So there is nothing much, even though hearings haven't started, so to speak, but there's really nothing much the apex courts can do regarding accepting new evidence. It's going to be very, very unprecedented if that happens in this case. In this case, yeah. For the CSU now, after all said and done, because Atiku's side was saying, why was the president objecting at every interval to his request to examine his academic? But the points the Tinubu side was making was because it is of no issue. There is no reason for you to request for this, because we all know it is in a bid to challenge my legitimacy as president. And where do you want to take it to, even if it is not so? And now we have been vindicated, so to speak, as the university in question has now adjudged and confirmed that he indeed finished from their university in 1979 and has presented a copy, so to speak, of the certificate, but says it cannot issue another certificate because it's not within its powers to do so. So for a Festus Keyamo to be talking about an apology, well, one would understand their position, because this is a very controversial issue, and we hope that this is rested. Of course, people will still be watching.
It's not rested. Unfortunately, it's not looking like it's rested as it is, and the documents actually match those that was presented before INEC. So how far they want to go still trying to prove this case, especially for those who are not satisfied, who are not yet convinced, is left to be seen.
And I don't hear that kind story where they come out from Tinubu's TVC. Here na Obidati Family TV, we no even get the excuse not to say the truth. We no get excuse not to say the facts. They fit reach millions of people for their platform to deceive them across Nigeria. But for here, we fit get thousands wey be say they online, wey be say they go one year the truth, wey be say it they come out. So if you want make more people hear the truth, make you for like and share this video now. If you dey here and you dey interested, make Tinubu resign from the office and face the Nigerian constitution requirement for forgery. Make you like and share this video. Make other people get notification. With that one, I go transition enter our own person will be UC Maxwell, because even Maxwell don't tweet other things will be say create banners and other things will be say in they follow my thoughts for the waiting I they think. And waiting they come out from this TVC, if they verse me die, and it be like say the thing they touch Maxwell, because in the tell me say since in one talk. Maxwell, I beg you get the mic.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Kanu. Good evening to you, as you did for studio. Every other person we on that gidigba inside studio, with the front of the camera, behind the camera, everybody for Nigeria with the listening and outside of Nigeria. It good say we did get this kind of conversation at this point in time. Now, after seeing the statement from the TVC people, the team begin to touch me somehow for body. You see, they unfortunately say people will get this kind of platform, say they go use them, they sell very wrong narrative to people. It is very, very unfortunate. But I know they surprised. Number one, we say the Nigerian media has been percolated with a lot of fraud, bribery, brown envelope, and everything. So basically, they tell the people the truth. They tell people news. They only tell people waiting sweet them for body. And now waiting with they see currently for Nigeria be that. And another thing we say, Mr. Kanu, you know the person will get TVC news now. So this one no suppose dey strange. Say would they hear this kind of thing where they come out from them? I was actually very dismayed and disappointed by the lady who was speaking there. Her name was, I think, Kemi Fola Adeyemo, who was speaking in TVC and saying that it is unprecedented for the court to accept fresh evidence on appeal. This thing touched me. It just shows say these people know they informed, they know they're enlightened, and they know they in touch with the reality of what's in they happen. Our court, I don't talk this thing many times, say our courts they accept fresh evidence. And not be just say that they accept fresh evidence, they use them. And not be even say no be saying a old thing what they do. They do them even recently too. The court don't accept fresh evidence on appeal. The court don't accept fresh witness testimonies on appeal. It they happen for the Nigerian judicial system and it they accepted. Even if you check the case of Enilolobo versus NPDC, you still go check the case of Adeleke versus Aserifa. That one a very, very old case. You still go check the case of Awani and others versus Silo for 2021. The court has re-emphasized that the court has powers to accept fresh evidence on appeal. And going by, for instance, if they look Court of Appeal Rules, Order 4, Rule 2 of the Court of Appeal Rules 2016, the court don't rule say they get the discretion, they get the powers to accept fresh evidence. So I don't know who go they inform them with this kind of statement, say they unprecedented and say the court no go accept and all of those stories. And I think it borders on the fact that we should be very, very concerned. Say they don't begin to tell us say courts no go accept fresh evidence. How they take no? I mean, they don't begin to bribe, or they don't begin, or the courts don't already tell them what thing the court go do even before it do them. Now the problem with this what they see for Nigeria, where people will just sit down for TV station, they misinform general public when they are not even when they are not even up to date with the position of the law. So it pay me say that they talk that in. And when you okay, make I just enter this whole certificate matter where they happen with Bola Tinubu. I appear as you don't analyze all these things. And some people say you they shout, but you go agree with me, say this matter don't reach to shout. For me, I don't shout yesterday, I don't shout for midnight, I still they shout. And I go continue to shout because if person don't begin they take waiting belong to you and you won't keep quiet, they do mumu, you don't want follow the person drag. It means say you know ready to collect back your property. Because all this while Tinubu do snatching, grabbing and running away with it. He forged certificates. This one don't pass waiting person supposed to they shout about. As of today, he don't show say Bola Tinubu wait there for Aso Rock today submit fake certificates to INEC. And waiting law talk about person will submit fake certificate to INEC. Section 137 sub 1 paragraph J. I don't talk this entire, I don't sing I'm tired. Say anybody will don't present forged certificate to INEC. He not supposed to be president, he not supposed to be governor, he not supposed to be vice president for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But sake of say these people no want to do the right thing, they don't want to do justice. Now waiting make Yakubu Mahmoud carry this thing, take give announce Tinubu say na him win election. Now he make this same court where we tell say this man don't forge documents. Say this man, you know, say now we don't only they talk about forged documents. You remember say one of the things where we still talk about, we say this man don't forfeit $460,000 will be money for hard drugs, illicit drugs and money laundering. And yet the court still affirm this man say make he be president of Nigeria. This one a shame. Now shame for our democracy. Now we see like this for this period. CSU don't release certificates, and the certificate don't already show. Number one, be say this same Bola Ahmed Tinubu we talk say in go government college Lagos. One of the documents which Chicago State University released be say in give them one form where in feel say in go government college Lagos. Remember say in claim say in go that government college Lagos for 1970. Meanwhile, that school, Government College Lagos, no day in existence for 1970. In fact, the school they open and they create the school for 1974 by the then military governor of Lagos State, will be Mobalaji Johnson. Now they create that school. So how Tinubu go lie for forms, say he go this school where never day in existence when he go, they come create the school 4 years after. I be go the school for future before he come back to pass, come tell us say he go the school. And yet people they support this man. remember say the old boys association for the school management don't come deny say he no go this school. The same thing tonight we still dey see say the documents wey Tinubu take enter Chicago State University, those documents dey show say na woman na im get the certificate, na im get the results wey im take enter Chicago State University. So how Chicago State University take accept woman, give woman admission, woman documents, na im dey give admission, e come be say na man na im come graduate for the school. You know say another thing wey you know dey look inside there be say if you look if you go for that document, so for all these certificates as them dey, if you go for CSU 006, if you go for that particular document, now one of the documents where they won't try fool us, say na recreation, say na document where they remake. One thing why I realize be say Chicago hand dirty yama day inside this thing to take cover up Bola Tinubu, because one of the documents for there, the name of the person wey sign am, they hear me oh, the name of the person wey sign that document, so the person never even be president of Chicago State University for 1979. I know they talk about Bola Tinubu document. E get one document wey Chicago State University put for that PDF where they release give article, say na the type of certificate where then they give other people during that time. If you look that document well, if you go look the name of the person wey sign that document, the name of the person wey dey there na one Mr. Delany or something like that. Na him dey for there wey sign that document, and the date wey dey for that document na 1970. If you go the name for where the name dey, you go see and there one Mr. Harold Delany. God bless you. Na him be this one Mr. Harold Delany. And if you see the date wey just dey above that place where you put red mark now, na 1979 dey there. So you know say we don already establish say Mr. Benjamin Alexander na him be president of this school for 1979. How come Chicago State University can still bring out this document, give article say they issue this kind document to students when Harold Delany be president of Chicago State University for 1979? I can't go do my own research, Mr. Kanu. I send you the tweet. Probably you know see him before we come studio. When I go do my research, see that name, Mr. Delany. It can't be say that particular man. So this particular Mr. Delany.
The tweet is on the screen now. Your tweet is on the screen.
Thank you very much. I don't see him. I don't see him. So this Mr. Delany, now interim president, he just stayed there for like 1 year, for 1989. How he can't take possible say this man can't sign documents which Chicago State issue for 1979? You see, say no be only Tinubu mago hand dey for this thing, but even Chicago State University hand no clear inside this matter. And now why would they wait for the deposition where they supposed do today? The deposition where they supposed do today, Atiku go ask them plenty questions wey border on 5 topics where they go answer, tell us the cocoa for the matter. No for take know how all these things take happen. I believe say for inside all of these things, apart from the fact say Tinubu forged certificates, apart from the fact say Tinubu use woman certificates, they enter Chicago State University, apart from the fact say Tinubu, you know say now Tinubu age no still dey consistent. For one place na 1952, for another place na 1954, for another place na 1955. I don't know why they even jumped 1953. Maybe we'll still go see another document where it be saying age na 1953. How one person go get multiple date of birth like this? One papa, 3 date of birth. How manage? I never hear this one for my life before. Even twins self, where they born, they know they born twins for 1 year, born the other one for the other year. Except now for December 31st, they born the other one for 1st of January. But twins, where we say one person will get multiple date of birth. And you see the fraud where Chicago State University they try do, where they tell us say they do replacement certificate. You remember say since where would they? Chicago State been tell us say they don't get any record of old student certificate. They don't get old record. For where they can't get Tinubu name, take give a certificate.